Hello everyone and welcome to the video lesson of physics. So this is the second part of the chapter number 1, physical quantities and measurements, and in this one primarily we are looking at the concept of prefixes, and we'll be solving some examples in which of especially three different ways in which they can ask you a question related to prefixes. Now first of all, sometimes, like most of the times, you don't get a question explicitly from prefixes. Rather, this question or this concept is integrated with some other concepts. So for example, you have to find out a value, then they would ask you to, or they would like to play with the prefix. You will be asked to convert the unit into a certain prefix, or you'll be asked to remove the prefix. So this is the thing behind it. Let us see, first of all, why do we use these prefixes. Now first of all, prefix, it represents a factor. All right, a factor or a constant number that is written behind a unit. For example, if I say the word giga, it represents a factor of 10 raised power 9. And if we use the one mega, also used million, it represents 10 raised power 6. So for the O-level physics exam, you need to memorize these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prefixes. And when I say the word that you need to memorize it, then that means you need to memorize their symbol. Like giga would be represented by a capital G, and the value or the exponent is 10 to the power 9. All right, this is a part that no one can help you with. It is totally your effort. You have to memorize it as fast as you can, and also it is case sensitive. And when I say the word case sensitive, it means you need to be careful with this case of the letter. For example, the letter M represents mega as well as milli. This one, mega as well as milli. But the thing is, mega is represented by capital M and milli is represented by small m. So if in a certain quantity they have written capital M, then it should be obvious it is corresponding to mega, and it is corresponding to the exponent 10 raised power 6. If it's written small m, let's say like this, then it would be representing milli, and the exponent would be 10 raised power minus 3. Now the thing is, why do we use it? For example, there is a quantity 0.001 second. All right, this is a time interval for some event, and it took the event 0.001 second. Now the thing is, if you want to avoid these so many zeros or so many extra digits, you can convert this number into the standard form, and in the standard form, that is 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 with the unit seconds. How do we convert it into standard form? Well, that's totally a different topic. We assume that at this stage you would have done in mathematics. Now we teach in physics as well, but that's a separate topic. But for now, you should know that 0.001 can also be written as 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 second in the standard form. Now the thing is, if you want to narrow it down further, like I don't even want to write this 10 to the power minus 3 thing. I want to get rid of it. I don't want to write the digits so many times. Then what I can do is I can look for the prefix that corresponds to 10 to the power minus 3. And once I have memorized the table, I would clearly and I would quickly know that 10 to the power minus 3 corresponds to milli. So what I can do now is I write 1 as it is, the starting one as it is, and instead of 10 to the power minus 3, instead of this thing, I'll be writing its prefix, which is milli, followed by the unit of time, which is seconds. So instead of writing 0.001, or instead of writing in the standard form 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 seconds, I can easily and conveniently write it as 1 millisecond. So this is a use of a prefix. Another example. For example, we have a value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 joules. Alright, you study that joules represents energy. It can be in any form. Mechanical energy, electrical energy, any form of energy is represented in the unit joules. Now the thing is, I want to get rid of these excessive zeros. The obvious way is I would want to convert this number into the standard form, and in the standard form it can be written as 1 into 10 to the power 6. 1 into 10 to the power 6. Then the thing is, I want to narrow it down further. I don't even want to write 10 to the power 6. I want to get rid of it. How would I do that? First of all, I assume that I have memorized the table. Now I'll realize that okay, in the table 10 to the power 6 corresponds to mega. So what I can do is, instead of writing 10 to the power 6, I can simply use the symbol for the prefix 10 to the power 6, that is mega, and the final form would be 1 mega joules, with no space between mega and joules, no space between m and j. So this is the advantage of using prefixes. Alright, so there are 3 different cases in which you can get a question from here. The first one is, let us start from the first one. I'm going to zoom it in. Alright, so the first case is, or the first type is the type in which you have to convert a certain unit to a certain prefix. Alright, so basically we need to insert prefix with a unit. So prefix is to be inserted with a unit. Alright, so this is the first case. Now I'm going to solve an example of this case. Let's say they have in a question they were measuring the mass of an object, and the mass comes out to be 54,000 grams, and you need to insert a prefix, and that is a part of the question, that you need to insert this one prefix. So gram represents the unit, and this capital M is representing the prefix. Now first of all, like I said, you should have memorized the symbols as well, because only then you'll be able to know what prefix they are referring to. And like I said, the prefixes are case sensitive. So M can be represented mega, M might be representing milli as well. But then you realize that capital M was representing mega. So you write the same number, the same value, 54,000. And then if you have to insert the prefix, then you divide the value by the value of that prefix, by the number that the certain prefix corresponds to. Like in this case, we studied from the table that mega, 10 to the power, this one mega, it represents 10 to the power 6. So all you have to do is you divide the number by the value of its prefix, and then after that you simply hit it on the calculator. Alright, no need to do any calculation in your mind. So just hit it on the calculator and you'll be left with 0.054 followed by the unit megagrams. It should not be confused with milligrams. It is megagrams. And that is the confusing part, because M might be representing milli, M might be representing mega. But you have to realize, like I said, the prefixes are case sensitive, and if it is capital M, the value that it corresponds to is 10 to the power 6, and if you have to insert the prefix with the unit, then you divide the quantity by the value of the prefix. Alright everyone, moving on to the second case. And the second case is when prefix is to be removed from a unit. Alright, so this is the second case. The first case was we had to add a prefix, we had to insert a prefix with a unit. And the second case is we have to remove the prefix from the unit. Now, let us try an example for this one. Let's say we are provided with a physical quantity 8.07 into 10 to the power let's say minus 6, and capital W stands for watts. It is a unit of power that we study in upcoming chapters as well. So you need to remove the unit from the prefix from the unit, and you need to represent the physical quantity power from nanowatts into simple watts. Right? So once again, this prefix nanowatts needs to be removed from here. So what we do is we do the reverse of the case one. When we had to insert a prefix, we were multiplying the physical quantity by the value of the prefix. And when we have to remove the prefix, so we were, in the previous case, we were dividing. And when we have to remove the prefix, we multiply the physical quantity by the value of the prefix. For example, the physical quantity was 8.07 into 10 to the power minus 6. Then you need to go back to the table. Like I said, the table is very important. You should have memorized the table. And then you find out what a small n represents. Well, in the table, small n represents nano, whose value is 10 to the power minus 9. Now, how do I know that? Because I have memorized the table. How would you know that? You would know it once you have memorized the table as well. What do we do after that? Well, we do nothing on our own. We simply hit it on the calculator. All right. So just use your scientific calculator. Write down the number as it is. You have to write this thing as it is, which can be easily done on the calculator. But if you want to apply the law of indices, so 10 to the power minus 6 and minus 9, these two powers would be combined to give 10 to the power minus 15. Because if bases are same and the numbers are being multiplied, the exponents are added. But if you're not good with that, simply hit it on the calculator. So the physical quantity was previously with the unit nanowatts, and we remove the prefix nano from there, and we have the answer without the prefix. So this is what we do when we have to remove the prefix from a unit. Then we have case number 3. So case number 3 is the case when you have to convert one prefix to another. All right. So the physical quantity that is given in the data would be containing a prefix, and you need to convert that value into another prefix. So, or in simple words, I can say we have to replace the prefixes with each other. Replace the old prefix with the new one. So let us try to solve an example. So for instance, we are provided with the value 5000, let's say, microsecond, and we need to convert that into millisecond. All right, or it can be anything. It can be you might be converted from kilometers and you need to convert it into centimeters, or any of these examples can be there. So what is the rule? Well, in simple words, we have to combine the first case and the second case in this one. How do we do that? What is the easiest way? Well, the easiest way is the first prefix that you have, because when we had to remove the prefix, we were multiplying. So you multiply the value with the first prefix, 5000, and I know that this symbol represents micro. How do I know that? From the table. So I write 10 to the power minus 6 here, and I divide it by the second prefix that I need to get my answer in. Now what does this symbol small m represent? I know it from the table that this represents milli, and the value of milli is 10 to the power minus 3. Once again, how do I know that? It's all from the table. So now you realize the table is so important. So 10 to the power minus 3. You write it over here, and then you don't need to do anything. All right, just simply use the fraction sign first. Hit the fraction sign on the calculator, write down all the data as it is, hit the equals to button, you'll be getting the final answer. Like for this one, if I try to sort out this one, final answer would be 5. Right? If you want me to show the calculation, I can show it over here, because 5000 can be written as 5 into 10 to the power 3, then 10 to the power minus 6 as it is, and then 10 to the power minus 3 here. And then we know there's a rule of combining the exponents, and the rule says after combining the exponents, it would be something like this: 10 to the power 3 minus 6 plus 3. So these two exponents would be added and this one would be subtracted. So 3 plus 3, 6, 6 minus 6, 0, 5 into 10 to the power 0, this whole thing 10 to the power 0 equals to 1, then 5 into 1 equals to 5, and our answer this time was in millisecond. Do not forget to write down the proper unit with the proper prefix, because that was the part of the question that you need to convert your final answer into millisecond. So these are the three ways. Once again, I'm displaying all together. These are the three different cases in which you can get a question of the prefix conversions. Once again, the thing is, this concept or this topic is not linked only with the chapter 1. Matter of fact, all the questions in all the chapters in which you have to use the data, in which you have to do the calculations, they can apply this concept or they can test this concept with any of those questions or with any of those topics. So this one is really important. Matter of fact, it'll be useful for you in mathematics as well.